Tonight we feature a story about an IT startup created by an enterprising young man who lives with a disability. Masato Nagahiro is confined to bed with a severe muscle disorder.
He's now developing a video game that represents people like himself. NHK World's John Ledoux has the story.
26-year-old Masato Nagahiro is the founder and director of an indie game developer with 7 employees. Twice a week, he commutes from his Tokyo home to a makeshift office in a care facility for disabled persons. Nagahiro is living with SMA, or spinal muscular atrophy, and has severely limited motor functions. He uses his 2 functioning fingers and lips to work. His company raised funds through crowdfunding to create a never-before-seen role-playing game. The protagonist, named Kanto, is a bedridden teenage boy. Navigating around a futuristic city with the help of his social worker, he meets girls and androids. Users are given options to orchestrate their own adventure.
Talk to her? Don't talk to her?
If you choose to approach the girl...
Excuse me?
Yes, may I help you?
Oh my God, her gaze is giving me butterflies.
For Nagahiro, the game is the culmination of his many dreams, of things he was unable to do growing up. He was diagnosed with SMA at the age of 2 and slowly began losing his motor function in elementary school. Eventually, his friends began averting their eyes.
I have a pessimistic personality, so I often got discouraged since I couldn't move the way I wanted. I was always subconsciously choosing not to do the things I really wanted to do.
Things began to shift when he met his social worker 6 years ago. Shion Ogawa treated him as an equal, and they quickly became close friends.
He had a lot of insecurities, like not being confident talking to people. I told him he could rely on me, to use me as an extension of his body.
Ogawa is always looking at the bright side of things, the exact opposite of me. I am where I am because of his support.
Ogawa encouraged him to apply for a job at a robot cafe, where workers with disabilities remotely pilot androids to serve drinks and interact with customers. And so he began maneuvering an avatar from home for his first paying job.
After working for the first time at the robot cafe, I realized that even bedridden people, like myself, can be useful to people.
It was a pivotal moment, one that got him thinking bigger. Game development. And thanks to the latest robot technology, he could actually take on the strenuous process. For instance, through his communication robot, he can direct his character designer. For the scenario, which took months alone for him to input, he worked with the theme of the desires and expectations of people confined to bed like himself. For instance, the social worker in the game, named Vasiliko, treats the protagonist equally and honestly, mirroring Nagahiro's relationship with his own caregiver.
I'm tired of pushing you. Let's just go home.
We're almost there. Keep going.
Are you kidding me? You're so bossy.
Social workers usually just quietly do what they're told and don't talk much. I wanted to show through the game that people with disabilities want to be treated like everyone else, like a normal human being.
With the first phase of the game completed, Nagahiro's employees set up a stand at Tokyo Comic-Con to market it. The boss is attending remotely using his Android. The first 100 copies sell, and due to the buzz, others buy it online, surpassing their preliminary targets.
I think it's incredible that someone who can't physically move can utilize his creative skills to accomplish this.
Hiroki Okabe plays the game using his left foot, his only functioning limb. His favorite part of the game is when the protagonist goes out to sea. One line that stands out to him is, "Just once in my life, I like to see this scenery from above." He's inspired to give his feedback to Nagahiro, and to do so, he uses his eyes to point out the characters he's choosing to form his letter.
Some mistakenly think that because people like us are confined to a wheelchair, we have nothing to contribute. But we see and feel things much more deeply. Only someone with disabilities could have created this game.
I wanted to show disabled people that they can now use technology to accomplish things that they could never do before. To share with them how bright our future can really be, and encourage them to do things they've always wanted to do.
Nagahiro is now creating an English version. He also has his eye on a feature animation. He refuses to let his disability slow him down. John Ledoux, NHK World.